我是范琪斐，欢迎收看匪夷所思。那我们今天进行是阿姨想知道哦。那今天阿姨想知道什么呢？大家还记得阿富汗吧？时间真的过得很快啊！美军撤出阿富汗其实已经1年了。那我今天其实是为了要 research 这个 story， 我们还倒回去看我们以前 Today 看世界针对阿富汗所做的一些报道，我才天哪，真的是1年了。那今天我们就是想来看看这1年以来阿富汗的状况怎么样。所以我们今天很特别我们有邀请到在阿富汗负责第一线救援工作的世界展望会阿富汗分会的这个会长，就是 Asuntha Charles。
嗨，
我们另外还有一位是在台湾工作的阿富汗人阿吉马。
大家好。
其实那个阿吉马会说中文 OK。 那我们今天呢其实就是想先让阿三法跟我们谈一谈就目前在阿富汗的状况在美军撤退之前你已经在阿富汗了，可以跟我们谈一谈当时的情况跟美军撤退之后，就是塔利班就是控制阿富汗之后，这中间有什么不同的变化。
This country has been always facing lot of droughts and natural disaster, and there was always a constant internal conflict. So these things were always happening. And but August 15th, 2021 brought back a major change because of the total economical collapse. Because of the withdrawal of funds from the World Bank and other donors, this country faced the worst economical crisis that any country can face. So the banks started dysfunctional, and health services collapsed, and there was also major refugee population from Afghanistan. So most of the capacity that existed in Afghanistan for the past 20 years, people left the country. So there's a kind of an economical crisis and also lack of skills and capacity among the local population.
So that day when American withdrew from Afghanistan, you were there, right? What do you remember about that day? 我在问他美军撤退那一天的情况
Yeah, I was in Kabul that day, and I could see huge panic among the local population. So a biggest threat of what's going to happen to their future, because they have seen Taliban rule before 20 years. And they know what are the struggles, what are the challenges. So whether, again, they are going back to that stages where they have to go through all those challenges and risks, where the constant struggle that the local population was going through. So I could see a lot of frustration, sadness, a question of what's the next, what's the future going to be. So this is the kind of a situation I saw on the ground, especially from my own staff. That fear of what's next.
我想那个时候你一定有想到接下来该怎么办，可是现在发生的状况你觉得跟当时你想象的像不像？
Yeah, we thought things may go in the positive direction. But today what I'm worried is about the future of Afghan children. As a child-focused organization, that's the one keeps me most of the time worried. Because, as you know, in March 2022, the de facto authorities, the Taliban, said there will not be secondary schools open for girl children. So that's where I'm really not able to understand, without secondary school education, what are the girl children going to do? Because for the past 20 years, we have seen how much women can contribute to the development of the nation. And we have been working with wonderful doctors, lawyers, and engineers, and parliamentarians in the past, women. But today, when those rights are taken away from the girl children, I'm just wondering what's going to be the future for our children and also for the country.
我其实在这中间看到很多外国人的报道就是比如说小孩子小女生她以前她可以想说她可以去当医生，她可以去当科学家，她可以去当太空人，但是现在这些都没有了嘛。所以我那时候也在想说那这些孩子怎么办。我不知道你看到这些孩子，就是我只听到我都好难受。
I completely understand the pain, and that's what I go through. Because it's not only that I'm worried about their future, but I'm also worried about their present situation. In case if they cannot go to school, are they going to be married off before the age of marriage, which is very common in Afghan culture. And if there are no school opportunities, I'm sure many parents would opt to sell their children or give away their children in marriage for the sake of getting some money for the family to feed their other children. So this is the very big challenge that I face. How are we going to protect these children from getting married at the early age? And because of early marriages, what are the consequences that they will have, both physically, mentally, psychologically? Those are the worries that keep me most of the time awake.
我相信除了这些小女孩哈，就是阿富汗妇女的这个情况之外，可不可以跟我们谈一谈就是其他方面的问题？
Yeah, the biggest problem that we are constantly talking about is the humanitarian crisis. We know around 24.4 million people are in need of humanitarian assistance. That means people need food, people need water, people need medical assistance, which is quite crucial for everybody to live on earth. And today, nearly half the population of Afghanistan is missing these opportunities.
我其实看过一个报道其实这讲起来很残忍就是说 I was watching a report about parents have to sell their children for $5. My God, $5. I can't imagine when you are in the field actually watching that happen.
Yeah, those are the incidences that I see on the ground. Because when the family has 5 to 6 children and they have nothing to do, like they have to feed the children, they can't see the children dying. So the parents are forced to go into a decision where they have to sell one of their daughters so that the other members of the family can survive. It's not only children, but even parents have started selling their human organs, like kidneys, so that with that income, they can support other children of the families. So sometimes it's so very frustrating to see how are we going to support these families? How are we going to support these children? How are we going to safeguard the rights of the children? This is the constant question that keeps us to see what could be done.
How about yourself? I mean, when you are, I think it takes a certain personality to do that. 在这样一个情况之下，我觉得在那边当社工我觉得其实在精神上是很大的压力所以我想要知道他自己怎么样还可以就是除了在现场要观察这些现象之外，还能够继续工作。其实我觉得这需要一个非常特殊的人格的特质。
It's quite challenging, honestly. And as a woman to live and work in Afghanistan, it's much more challenging. But what gives me energy is the dreams that I have heard from the children. Whenever I speak to the children, I always ask them, what is that you want to do? That's what I just want to know, what they want to do. And one dream always inspires me to face all the challenges. That one girl becomes a source of inspiration to me. Because she told me in a very innocent way, she wanted to be the first female president of Afghanistan. And she wanted to have a country that is peaceful, where she wanted all the students to study, wanted everybody to have health care. She had a very, very spontaneous answer. That is the dream that makes me to come back to Afghanistan and to stay back there in spite of all the challenges, because somewhere I want to see through my work, through the organization that I work for, can I make some of those dreams a reality? That's the secret of my energy.
你觉得他的梦想有可能实现吗？
I'm a person who believes that nothing is impossible. Everything is possible. So maybe in the past 20 years, we have seen that happening. So I'm hopeful there may be a day when such dreams can be a reality. And that's why I want to be hopeful in spite of the challenges, that I need to support these children. The world may think it's an unrealistic dream, but somewhere I believe one day it may happen.
我想不只是你一个女性的身份哈这件事情，而且其实 World Vision 它其实是个 Christian organization， 它是个基督教的组织。在阿富汗在目前塔利班控制的情况之下，会不会更困难？
Yeah, we may have an global identity as a Christian organization, but in Afghanistan, we are known for our child-focused approach. And we have been constantly sharing this message that we are here for the children of Afghanistan. So we want them to have a fullness of life. All that is our objective in this country. So this messaging has been of great support to us. So this is how we have been known as World Vision, not as a Christian organization, but more a child-focused organization.
即使是在美军还没有撤退之前，其实在很多国家哈，很多地方其实都一直有这个争辩。很多人会觉得说，其实像阿富汗或者是很多发展中国家的情况非常的复杂，不是一个外来的机构或是一个外来的政府可以理解并且可以给正确的协助。我觉得其实有很长一段时间大家都在辩论说是外来的这个 aid 啊，就是说这个就国际援助这个东西对于解决问题到底有没有帮助。我很想听听你的想法。那现在尤其是塔利班控制阿富汗之后，我相信他们对外来的任何的势力会更加的敌视，所以你们的工作要怎么样在那边推展呢？
For me, always even in my personal life, I don't think anybody else can find a solution to my problem. If I face problem, it's only me who can find the solution. And I think we have to empower the Afghan communities to find their own solution to the problems. And they are capable of doing it. Maybe we have to believe that Afghans can find the solution to their problems rather than anybody external can do it. And I'm sure with that kind of an attitude, we can support Afghans to establish somewhere where they can be, will be able to live a dignified life. So that's what my belief is. I always believe in people's power. The work is becoming more challenging because first of all, even hiring female staff has become a very big challenge for us. So we have to constantly discuss with them, debate with them, and make them understand why we need female staff. What is the added value of having female staff in our organization? So this is a continuous struggle. And for them, we have to give an explanation to all that we do so that they start believing in you that you're just there to support people. So that is the biggest problem now. So unless they start thinking of INGOs as somebody who can support people and be with the people and develop people. So if that idea is going into their hearts and minds, that's where things will happen. Till then, we will face a lot of challenges.
The persuasion, I'm sure it's not easy. 我觉得要说服塔利班，说你在这边的想法非常纯正这件事情，我相信你们是在那边就是想要帮助，我觉得这个是你们最重要的宗旨在那边。可是我相信要说服塔利班这一点应该不是很容易的事情。I don't think the persuasion is very easy.
It's not at all easy. I think that's where I'm learning to be more patient, more calm and quiet, because becoming aggressive, losing your patience is not going to work in a country like Afghanistan. You have to be really calm and quiet in handling situations. Ultimately, what we want is to reach out to people who are in need. So we don't stop talking to Taliban, making them understand. We have a number of meetings. It's not one meeting, two meetings. From August, I have had so many meetings with them. And I personally go there and sit with them for meetings just to make sure that I represent the organization and I represent the concerns of women and children. So it has not been easy, but if you lose that perseverance, nothing can be done in this country. And ultimately losing patience will only affect the vulnerable children and women, which I don't want to do. So I continue to persevere and I want to stay and deliver as World Vision in this country so that something good happens in the country.
所以在过去这1年里面，你觉得对你来讲最辛苦的那一刻是什么？你可以跟我形容一下吗？
There are so many difficult moments.
I bet.
Especially one particular moment really pained me a lot. When I saw a child dying in a government hospital with lack of health facilities, with lack of heating services, that's the moment my heart broke. To see I'm losing so many children in this country. I'm losing the future of Afghanistan. So those were the painful moments as a woman. It broke my heart. I thought these children don't deserve such kind of an, I shouldn't say punishment, but such kind of death. So those are the moments that really, really made me to think, if I stay back in this country and want to deliver, it has to create some impact in the lives of the people.
我常常问这个问题哈，比如说在缅甸的比如说继续为民主在奋斗的人啊，像你我也要问同样的问题，就是说我觉得希望很重要，就说在很绝望的时候你会跟自己说什么？
Yeah, I think these challenges have really made me stronger personally. And when I look at the sufferings around, I also beginning to see how gifted I am, how much blessings I have gained in my life, which I rarely take time to appreciate. And actually now life looks very different for me. I begin to appreciate everything that happens. Like if there is a delay with flight or if there is anything happening, I'm able to take it very normally. Otherwise, I used to have a lot of complaints. Today, I see that I have no complaints in life, but I have only gratitude to see things in a different way. And I think Afghanistan has taught me many things. And one thing is to be resilient, to be strong. And today, with all these incidences, what I learned from Afghans is to consider life as a blessing and appreciate everything that happens around you.
我现在就是想要知道说那我们在台湾可以帮他们做一些什么？ So what can we do?
Yeah, first of all, I also want to thank the people of Taiwan for their generosity, for helping Afghan communities at a crucial moment. And I'm really thankful to that. And at the same time, I want to tell you, the crisis has not ended in Afghanistan. And your generous contribution can actually bring a smile to a child in Afghanistan. So continue to remember Afghanistan. And it is like a special child. So it needs a special treatment. And I'm sure your generous contributions can always help an Afghan child to realize his or her own dreams. So we need you.
在俄乌战争爆发之后我相信大部分人的这个注意力都移到那边去了嘛。好，那很多人就会讲说这个阿富汗可能受到的援助会更少，所以我想要知道说现在是不是这个情况是不是真的是这个样子？
Yeah, that's one of my advocacy with the government, with different governments. Because crises happen everywhere. Like in the past, it was Syria. Now it's Ukraine and Afghanistan. So our priorities keep changing, but people's life never change. So I completely understand the Ukraine war needs attention, but Afghanistan needs much more attention because of the 40 years of war, because of the impact of climate change, because of COVID. So many factors have contributed to destroying the lives of Afghan communities. So I don't say other crises should not be supported, but my only request is the funds for Afghanistan should not be diverted for other crises. It needs a global attention to bring about changes in Afghanistan.
I think we are done with your part. We'll talk about more later on. But let's talk to Ajmal now, okay? Ajmal, 你可以讲一点中文吗？
可以一点。
好，好不好？ 我们现在跟阿吉玛来聊一聊哦。那阿吉玛现在其实已经在台湾有几年的时间，那他来这边本来是要当教练的这样子，然后他就说来到台湾之后，其实这一群他当初认识这台湾的代表队对他都非常好，所以就待下来，在台湾就待下来了这样子。刚刚阿吉玛在跟我聊天的时候，他有跟我讲说，他其实在阿富汗的时候呢，他们家里有40个人，你对不对？
对。
有40个人，40个人。他说他们家呢一天3餐都要一起吃，没错吧？
没错。
可是，一天3餐都40个人一起吃饭，很多人呢、
很多人呢，每天一半的人去工作，一半的人去读书，然后在家的人他们一起吃饭。我的爸爸说这样子的想法 ，each other the love will be more。
就是大家家人的关系会更紧密一点，对。好，然后他跟我讲说，他其实在家里排行11，对不对？所以他真的是来自一个大家族这样。所以他在阿富汗的时候，其实身边 always 都是有人的，而且他们因为你看看3餐一起吃，即使有些人不在，每一餐也都有20几个人这样，这很热闹。所以他刚来台湾的时候，其实蛮寂寞的，对不对？
对，我来台湾的时候，没有人跟我 like a friendship， 没有朋友。训练的时候我很开心，我真的很开心。训练的时候大家一起，很多人跟我训练，我教他们克拉数，然后礼拜6、礼拜日他们回家，那个时候
你不习惯哦，
真的好难。我那个时候我觉得大家去他们的家，他们的爸爸妈妈，现在他们在一起吃饭，一起聊天，我一个人在这里，真的好难，那个感觉。
这中间跟家里人，就阿富汗的家人怎么样保持联络呢？
那个时候我打电话给他们，那个我们的网络可以用，我打电话给他们每天。如果我没有打电话给我的妈妈，他们会说你怎么了？你还好吗？在台湾没有问题吗？你吃饭了吗？是这样子，每天这样子讲话，是他们也想我也想他们这样子。离开家人真的好难。
我觉得尤其去年在阿富汗发生这么大变化，a lot happened in the past year, right?
Yeah.
怎么办？这么远？
那个时候塔利班来的时候，以前的塔利班我听到，我没有看到。那个时候我小朋友，我听到塔利班是这样子的，很坏的人，这样子杀人。然后塔利班来的时候，我真的worry 我的家人，我的哥哥，我的爸爸，我的姐姐，我每天打电话给他们。那个时候网络也没有用了，真的感觉好难。一天跟1年一样，不能睡觉，每天头痛，然后1个月多，我可以跟他们打电话给他们，跟他们聊天，什么样？我的哥哥，我的姐姐不能去外面，那个时候他们会怕。以前他们是政府的人，在 military police，他们很危险那个时候。然后那塔利班 announced we will not do anything to before who work in the government. We will not do anything. They can come out and they can work with us. When I saw this news, I very happy. My brother, my family, they are safe.
阿吉玛刚刚的就是变成英文的部分，他其实是在讲说，他爸爸还有他的兄弟姐妹，其实以前有在政府工作，现在目前在塔利班来讲，这以前有帮，就是以前的政府工作这件事是非常危险的。然后，但是他幸好还好，他在台湾这件事情其实帮了很大的忙。因为他在台湾的工作，他可以帮助家里的情况，而且他不是只有帮助家里的情况而已，他还帮助他们家邻居啊。所以说他的妈妈对他在台湾这件事情，觉得是一个非常幸运的事情，对不对？
对。
好，现在你在台湾遇到什么困难呢？
现在困难的我的护照，现在我的护照是5年了，已经3年2年到了。我现在想我怎么办？我去哪里update 我的护照？台湾政府真的帮忙我 continue 我的签证，真的帮忙我。可是问题是这个我的护照，我不能去阿富汗。我不能去其他的国家，我们的 embassy 都现在没有工作，没有 work。我的大部分是这个什么处理这个。
对阿吉玛这个情况哈，他就是他的护照，他现在没有办法因为已经要过期了嘛他那照理说我们现在就换发就好了，但是他现在照理说我们会要求，就是说这些外籍人士他在换发的时候至少回到母国去，常常会有这个要求，就是你要出境到母国去换护照再回来。不过最大的问题就是说他们现在根本没办法换护照这件事情。那其实这个事情我在香港来的朋友身上其实有类似的问题，因为他们没有办法回到香港去换护照嘛。然后我觉得阿吉玛现在的状况是一样的因为他不可能回去阿富汗换护照了嘛。可是他现在这个护照快要过期了，这个情况怎么办呢？所以我是真的觉得我们政府可不可以赶快想个办法就至少让他们可以解决这个问题，这样子。这护照我知道这个什么这个难民法什么什么这个很复杂这样子，可是现在在台湾的阿富汗人有多少人
？2个人
，2个人嘛，这2个而已嘛 ，OK， 2个而已我想我们这个应该做得到吧？哈，外交部应该我们只有2个而已 ，OK。今天真的非常谢谢2位来跟我们谈谈阿富汗目前的状况那我当然希望大家可以能够帮忙的话，尽量帮忙。我觉得不管大小啦，要记得就是不管你的力量多大多小，但是我们大家如果集合起来，它就会是一股很大的力量。如果大家捐钱的话，在这里 OK 在这里你们都很聪明，大家一定都找得到 OK。 好，那今天真的非常谢谢大家看到现在那最后我只想讲一句话保持希望是非常重要的。那今天就到这边了，谢谢大家